I'm Todd Fisk. I'm the Director of Finance here at Lakes Region EMS. We were going to add on to our old building, 5,000 square foot there, and we were going to add on 3,000 square foot onto this 5,000 square foot building, and we had a cost that came back about $500,000. I was out driving around one day and I saw this building for sale. He had a for sale sign out front, so we contacted the number and showed my boss this building, and we came and looked at it, and they gave us a price of what they wanted for the building at the time. It was $1.1 million, and we both looked at each other and says, you know, we can't afford that. There's no way that we can afford $1.1 million. So my boss asked the realtor that would the bank take this building, our building, in on trade. 2 weeks later, they called my boss back up and said, we will take your building in on trade. So that really got the ball moving for us. So then we contacted more members to come and take a look and see what, how much we could afford, what we can do, what we can't do, and the board gave us negotiating powers to get the best price we can. We wound up paying our building plus $565,000 cash for this. We bought the building in April of 2014. We moved in August 23rd of 2014. So as soon as we signed the papers, we started constructing what we needed for Lakes Region EMS. Demolition on some of the stuff that we need to get out of here, put in new offices, and open houses today, October 16th, 2014. So it's been a very good day. We're still surprised that we have such a nice building that we can show the community.
Back here is where our supervisors are. We have one supervisor on duty every day from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. And then here we have one ambulance on duty. We have another one up in Rush, another one down in Chisago, and then we have one in Milltown and one in St. Clair Falls. So we actually have 5 ambulances now. We cover about 1,000 square miles. So one of the things you see here is all the little green things are our ambulances. So all of them are tracked 24 hours a day. And so at our dispatch center, so Chisago gets the 911 call. When they figure out it's for the ambulance service, they actually transfer it to a place we contract with for ambulance specific. They give the instructions, here's how to do CPR, as well as they send the ambulance out. So they have a map just like this, where the call is pops up, where the ambulances are, and then they pick which one's the closest. So this is our operations conference room. So for our operations groups, we can have our weekly meetings here. It could be a small command center if need be. But we have, as you'll see throughout the building, because of the space, we have a lot of different meeting spaces. Hence why we've made our community meeting spaces open to you guys and anybody else. Really, the only thing that we won't do in our community space is anything for profit. We don't want to compete with local businesses. Jack at the American Inn does a lot of meetings. We want those to stay. We don't want to compete against that. We don't want any 50th wedding anniversaries, bridal shower or anything. So, but public health meetings, car safety seat clinics, immunizations. Over in here, and we're going to walk through, but this is the control room for what we call the simulation lab. The great things about this building, because of its size, we're able to have this space, which is just for training and education. So we have other rooms for meetings, for conferences. This is just for education. And nowadays, how many of you have done CPR? So remember the old days of Annie, are you okay? Yeah. You'd look to the instructor and they'd say, whatever. No more of that. This mannequin back here talks, breathes, has his own blood pressure, has its own pulse. You can buy future versions that will pee, poo, you name it, they'll do it. It's all controlled in that room, so the electronics can make it do anything you want. So with all of our training now is as real life as possible. What you see up here on the screen is a video recording of what we call a simulation session. So the ambulance crew is given a patient, they're able to treat it, they don't turn to the instructor and say, do I have a blood pressure? You got to take it. Do I have a pulse? I don't know, you got to find it. And we're doing it in the back of, we have one ambulance that's sole purpose is just simulation. Because wouldn't it be great, and again for for myself, this is my 24th year as a paramedic, if I had all of this space to work when I had a 911 call. I don't. I'm either cramped into a car that's crushed, or wedged next to a toilet, or in the back of our ambulance. And so we're trying to now move from the days of nothing really similar to what we do in the field to now simulation. And so we built this room around it. We envision in the future having cameras in all 4 of the corners so that in the simulation lab you can watch what's happening. And then also being able to make some simulated spaces. So maybe we'd get some furniture, set that corner up like somebody's house. Or maybe set this corner up like an ER room. So we can just kind of get, again, as close as possible to real life. So if you come for a CPR class or something like that, you may do that in here. You know, over in the other industrial park, 5,000 square feet. So we wanted to add on to it. We wanted to add 3,000 square feet. It was going to cost us $500,000. We bought this one for $526,000. Wow. They built it for $2.4 million. You know, they lost it to the bank. It sat. So when we first got involved, we said to the bank, if they bought our building and made that a trade, we would be interested. And so we were able to get it for a really reasonable price and do all of our renovation and still be under by a long shot from what they paid for it, which was great for us. Unfortunate, obviously, for the business, its workers. But this space alone is 12,000 square feet. So this used to be, I think we've heard the owner's garage. There used to be a wall here. And so we opened it up, so as you probably noticed, our ambulances pull in through this door. They can wash here, drip dry, and then they go off that end door. And right now, you notice we just have 2 over there. But imagine if we pulled them forward a little bit, we could get them back to back. So we actually can get 3 between the red pole and the wall, 4 between the red pole and that wall. So right on that side alone, we can get 12 ambulances. Plus we can get that again on this side. So point being, we can grow. So rather than a building that's just big enough for what we need today, hopefully this building would last us for 20 years. Plus we can actually park. You know, we couldn't actually get enough parking spaces. You'll see upstairs we could actually get our staff. We have 73 employees now. So if you knew the old North Branch Area Rescue Squad or even Lakes Region EMS and just back to 2004, we now 1,000 square miles, 73 employees, and we're covering 2 different states. For both, there's the 2 caches. One is kind of the public cache. One is the healthcare worker cache. We keep the healthcare worker cache more secured, and then the bulk is there. And so we've talked about potentially moving ChemPack and a few other things here if there's a need for it. So today, the ChemPack for us is more in the metro area, but maybe we move ours here. The other thing is, you know, imagine if we did mass immunization or mass dispensing. Imagine if you pulled your car in, got your thing, went out that way, or if we had to, you know, give shots, they come in, they go, you'll see upstairs. It just feels like this facility could do a lot more things.
I was going to ask, in the event of, you know, an emergency or something, would the EOC maybe operate
So
on this building?
that's one of the things we've been talking a lot about is moving the County Emergency Operations Center
It'd be
here.
a great place for it.
So come on this way. Right now it's just basically bulk storage. Again, it could be future offices, it could be any number of different things. But because we built downstairs, and we learned this at our other building was 20 feet tall at the peak. But because we hadn't thought about a second floor, there was no way to put storage above the ceiling. So we thought, let's not make that same mistake here. So when we built downstairs, we came all the way up, finished it completely, and then today, as you can imagine, when you have space, you fill it up.
Yep.
But this could easily all move out and could turn into any number of different things. So this room we think was like a future call center. So the call center would have been over on this side, because this was just all open. And again, they built the building so well, they had already pulled all of the data cables. There was 100 cables up in the ceiling just waiting to go. So when we took the building over and did our renovations, we didn't pull one data cable. It was all here. We moved a few around. So this is just the crew quarters. We wanted to give them a spot that had the beautiful light coming in, you know, so that they can have natural light, they can look out. And then we made them sleep rooms that are over here. You'll notice they're more almost like little dorm room kind of setup.
We have 4 different bedrooms.
there's 4 segments, and there's two bedrooms in each segment. So the bedrooms themselves are occupied. They got a bed, a little desk.
A little motel?
It is, but better. Way better. Bathrooms, Jack and Jill doors for bathrooms, so they share this. Same on each side.
Right now it's set up for 100
staff
seats,
in here.
but obviously we could fit quite a few more.
Nice.
All of the rooms are set up with these AV systems, so they're controlled on the wall. It's video, it's audio. We can bring in teleconferencing, we can bring in cable TV, all of them. And it's also kind of web-based. So imagine you come in with your laptop. You don't need to bring us a DVD or a flash drive. You'll go to a web address, enter in a code, and whatever's on your laptop will show up on the screen. You can even split it into 4. You can put 4 things up at one time.
Wow.
So this room's available, kind of a large classroom. Obviously you can rearrange the tables how you want. We have a small community conference room there. There's another conference room. It's kind of our boardroom, but again, that's available. We have this kitchenette kind of thing. And then obviously another set, women's bathroom behind the wall, and then a men's over on the other side. And all of this is really open, as I mentioned, to any community organization, not-for-profit, public safety, public health kind of thing.